Hello there, class. Here is the lesson 6, the other half of lesson 6-2. We're going to work with the equations and be able to graph them. If I can get this, there we go, my recorder off there. We're going to find the slope and y-intercept first, and then we're going to work on graphing some of these equations. Notice that this equation is written a little bit differently than the other ones. If we look at the normal y equals mx plus b, y is by itself. So in order for us to find the slope and y-intercept, we have to first have it written y equals. So in this equation, y minus 2 equals negative 3. We need to take the minus 2 and inverse it or move it to the other side by undoing it. So the opposite or inverse of subtracting 2 would be to add 2. I'm missing an x there. I'll put that in there for you. Please put that on your equation in your notes. That should be y minus 2 equals negative 3x. When we go to add 2, though, we can't add 2 to negative 3x because they both don't have like terms. So in this case, we get y equals negative 3x plus 2. So the slope in this problem, slope, will be the number next to the x after we have it y equals. So it's negative 3. And the y-intercept is the number that's being either added or subtracted. In this case, 2. So 2 is the y-intercept. So let's have you try another one. Again, we want to have it written y equals mx plus b. So we have to get the equation in that form first. So that would be the first step that you have to do. So here's another equation. We want you to find the slope and the y-intercept. The equation y plus 2 equals 5x minus 4. So you can notice that there's a plus 2 next to the y that we need to inverse or undo so that the y is by itself. Again, we need it to be y equals mx plus b. So the y has to be by itself in order for us to identify the slope and y-intercept. So we need to undo the plus 2. So to do that, we're going to subtract 2. Again, we have a number that doesn't have a variable next to it, so we can't subtract it from the 5x. But in this case, there's a number that is after the 5x that we could subtract it from. So 5x minus 4 minus 2 will be 5x minus 6. Now remember, anytime you're subtracting a number, we want to treat that as a negative number when we're going to add or subtract another number from it. So that's really a negative 4 minus 2 to get a negative 6. Slope in this problem is 5. And the y-intercept is negative 6 because the minus is going to make the y-intercept negative. So there's just a couple examples and things you're going to work on in class tomorrow of being able to identify slope and y-intercept when the equation needs to be rewritten. Now we're going to work on graphing some examples. And to graph, there's a 3-step process to do that. So I have that 3-step process written out here, and this is how you kind of follow along in your notes, is to write these steps down so that you can follow them when you're doing your homework assignment, or your classwork, excuse me. Step 1 would be to first find the y-intercept. So the y-intercept in this problem is negative 2. So we simply graph negative 2 on the y-axis because the y-intercept represents where the line is going to cross the y-axis. So we graph that first. So we're going to start with the number out here by itself, negative 2. Now we're going to take the slope, which is 1/3, and we're going to graph that from the point that we just graphed on the y-axis. So we start down here at 0, negative 2, and we're going to go up 1 and to the right 3. And that is because we interpret 1/3 as a rise of 1 and a run of 3. So we're going to go up 1 and over 3 from the point -2 that we graphed on the y-axis. After we get the 2 points, we now can draw the line, and we get a line going through the point 0, -2, and the point 3, -1, which was found using the slope 1/3. So we'll do some examples in class tomorrow that are like this, that you'll be able to graph the equation. Now what I'd like you to do is go and take the homework quiz 6-2A on the Schoolology website. And this is going to be working with a lot of the equations that you did in class yesterday. So it'll give me an idea of how much we're going to have to redo from what we did yesterday. Have a good day, and we will see you in class.